There is a lot to choose from as far as weather mods go for Skyrim, and you might be confused as to which one is best for you. There's a lot of different sizes for these, so in this video I'm going to look at one that I have been using in my list, the simple Azurite III Weathers bundle, as well as a couple others, Astralite Weathers, as well as Picturesque, a graphical overhaul. I like the look of my game right now with the simple Azurite Weathers bundle that I was using. I always want to just see if I can get more out of it with another mod. But I wanted to take a look at what I have currently as well as these and just see what the difference is or if it's really worth switching at all. So as mentioned at the top of the video, I am using the simple Azurite III Weathers bundle, and that includes Azurite Weathers, this Aurora SE mod, which is really nice, as well as the Obsidian Mountain Fog, which just all together with the different lighting in the mod makes this look really nice. There were a lot of really great weather mods already on console for Skyrim. We've looked at several here on the channel already, but a bundle like this really brings everything together and can be a great showcase for showing off mods that you might not know about by bundling them with other mods and showing how well they can work together. And there's been a lot of weather mods like that, but in the case of Picturesque, a graphical overhaul, it adds an ENB to the game. That's the graphics part of that title, and that is because this adds a color filter to the game. In simplest terms, there's a little bit more to an ENB, but in this case, it's pretty much like a color filter, and it's really dark, and this is all in service of having like an even look depending on wherever you are in the game, especially at the different times of day. It's not really going to get bright, almost like buying a budget 4K TV with HDR, but the peak brightness just doesn't reach those higher levels to actually take advantage of the HDR, but you'd still have that color palette. The other part of that overhaul is the fact that there's a weather mod in here as well, all for about 4 megs, even a little bit less. As noted in the description and then also in the footage you're seeing right now, I have other mods installed just like in those screenshots. So what the mod brings here are those colors as well as the sky and the weather itself, effectively making this a graphical overhaul. Just don't expect like your cities and your ground textures to change just because you download this. A graphical overhaul in name, but it's not going to change everything about your game because that will cost a lot more than 4 megs. Here are some comparisons against what I did have in my list, the simple Azurite III Weathers bundle. The bundle that I was using is about 40 megs more than this in space. Picturesque is just going to be darker because it's that ENB, that one look, just like a color filter. There's less contrast, so those colors are not going to pop out as much either. The Azurite approach is a bit different and a lot brighter. And then with the Azurite meditation options, you do have a lot of control over things like interiors, although I would recommend adding like an interior lighting mod to go along with this. I had relighting Skyrim on, and that seemed to be okay to use. Because Azurite has the Aurora mod built in, you'll see that a lot at night, and that just kind of brightens everything up. But if you have a mod that actually modifies light sources, that should help with Picturesque. So with Picturesque, we've looked at a smaller weather mod, but what about one that costs a lot of extra space? That's what I wanted to look at next with Astralite Weathers. Astralite Weathers is a much larger weather mod. This is actually about 132 megs, so it's kind of a big ask, but it does do quite a bit. And overall, it's a lot brighter, so much that you might even want to turn down your in-game brightness. This weather mod is kind of like a graphical overhaul in the same way. There's just a lot more involved in actually achieving that look. Volumetric lighting changes to make the light look a little bit more natural but punchy, and skies that just make you want to stop and stare at them for a while. It brings out a lot of the cooler colors as well as the warmer ones like in Windhelm, and can switch up the look in some of the DLC areas like Solstheim, giving it a completely different look. At first I loaded this up with an interior lighting mod and that was a no-go, so I would not use one of those. Once I disabled that, the mod seemed to work as intended and the interiors look pretty good. The aim is high fantasy here, and if you've been following the channel for a while, or maybe even just recently, like with Azurite, it's a look that I really do enjoy, the kind of pink and purplish hues, and then if there's things like volumetric lighting that are adjusted or added to a weather mod, that just kind of further sells it for me. And as you look through the description of this mod, not only was a lot of work put into this one, but there's also a lot of inspiration that was taken from other mods, one of those even being being Azurite. So this one, Astralite, is kind of a combination of a lot of things that we've seen in the past, but then also beefed up to be something completely new. Here's some more comparisons to what I'm currently running, just so you can see the two side by side. Since Azurite 3 is a base of Astralite, the two are pretty similar, but there are some subtle differences here and there, especially with the lighting overall. The simple Azurite 3 bundle that I was using is about 100 megs cheaper than Astralite, so something to keep in mind. But that should be enough to show you what you need to see. Your mornings and when dusk to actually nighttime occurs, this is about 7 p.m. actually, will be about when you see a lot of those pink and purplish hues. There are a couple customization mods with patch mods for Astralite, but that's just concerning the night. There might be more patches for this one, but if you do want darker nights or brighter nights, you can download an extra mod, patch mod for that, and just load it underneath. Here's a look at what the regular mod looks like, and then the brighter mod patch. And then here's the dark night patch as well. Like with other weather mods that have this kind of thing going on, I would probably just use the regular version. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. This is all kind of building up to probably my next load order update or just a new list entirely. Although I really like the way things are laid out at the moment. I can see the appeal of something like Picturesque as it's darker, but it has a nice even look to it, and it might be what some people are going for. Astralite kind of being the complete opposite of that, but also I think really looking nice. Have you switched out your weather mod recently, or were in the market for a new one? Well, you're not really paying for one, but you know what I mean. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.